Won't wait too long before others jump on. They can jump on and join in as they go. All right. It's preparing to stream. It should be in the.
Just give me a moment.
Yep. That's all right. That's okay. All right. Facebook have just changed things around. That you can't stream into groups anymore. So, okay. All right. I will share my screen and we will get going. Okay. Actually, hold on before I do that. Hang on. Okay, so Pauline, where are you based? You're on the Gulf, like in Queensland or in New South Wales, or
No, I'm in Phillip Island now.
oh, way
Phillip
down the
Island.
bottom. Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
down south.
What's it like down there? Cold?
It's bloody freezing tonight.
I bet it would be right this time of the year. Yeah, I bet it would be.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's
the
the
wind
game.
and the rain has arrived.
Oh, I bet it has. I bet it has.
Mm.
So, all right, I will share my screens. Now, I know Daryl's up here on the Gold Coast, and Rochelle, my lovely assistant, is on from the Philippines. So, all righty. Okay. Share that. So, all right. So, hopefully everyone can see my screen there. So, Chris, fashionably late. All good. All right. So, the title of this webinar: Creating a business isn't easy, but it's well worth the blood, sweat, and tears. So, for anyone who has actually been in business or in business, knows that it is worth it in the long run. All right. So, for those of you who don't know much about me, I'm Craig. Now, I went through my career was very hands-on and fitter and turner by trade, and I spent 15 odd years in the mining and earth moving industry as a diesel fitter. Now, back in 2017, late 2017, I suffered an injury which turned out to be a very big life-changing injury. 5 operations on my knee, with a full knee replacement being the fifth one, and you can imagine the complications or what my body was like after that time. So realization set in that I couldn't go back to doing what I was doing, the very manual hands-on. So I had to take a whole new career change, which led me down the path of Double T Marketing, which is our social media marketing agency. And then in recent times, like in the last 6-7 months, Double T Coaching has arisen. So obviously Double T Marketing, we do social media marketing, and coaching, we do all forms of coaching, like transformation coaching, helping people transition from the employee rut to business owner, those who are injured, which is very close to my heart because I've experienced pretty hard. All the anxiety, stress, and uncertainty that goes with an injury, not knowing what your future is going to hold, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I've also recently been certified and practitioner of NLP, timeline therapy, and life coaching, and taking those qualifications further in a few months. So, okay, so into it. So starting the journey of being a business, like being in a business owner. So identifying a market need. Now, these aren't in any particular order, these slides. It's just, as I put them together, it's just how they've come to me. So with the different dot points. So identifying a market need for your idea, your business. Now, too many, like some people say, oh, markets are oversaturated. Not really. One reference point I like to use is if you're in a town of, say, 10,000 people and there's 10 hairdressers in town and you want to start up a hairdressing business, well, yeah, you're going to think that it's a saturated market. But if you do things a little bit different and you stand out above the rest, you're not so much saturated. So if that makes a bit of sense.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking a question. Sorry, Pauline. No. Okay, so business plan. Now, some people really like to run the full strategic business plans, and others, which I'm probably fall in this category, just like to wing it a bit. Now, I know some people shudder when they hear that, like when you just wing it, but yeah, there's no right or wrong way in my opinion. As long as you've got an idea and you're running with it, that's great. You've sort of everyone's different. Some people really like to nut it out on paper and have that plan right in front of them, and others like to they know what they want to do and they're just running with it in their mind. Finances, well, we all know that, well, starting a business, generally your finances are going to come from your own personal pocket, from your own pocket to begin with. So obviously you need to have some sort of backing of finance. You don't need to have, you know, everything sorted out, but you need to have something there to begin with, obviously. And I believe the crucial part is building your brand. Now, when I say your brand, you need to stand out. You need to know, people need to know who you are, what you're about by looking at by seeing your brand, what you're about. Like, so you need to actually have your brand. So your brand will go right in. It's not just as simple as a logo or a name. You need to go further in with your fonts, your coloring, your taglines, what you're all about. And that is a crucial part to any business. If you don't have a brand, you're probably not going to. I'm not going to say you're not going to succeed. You're not. It's not. It's going to take you a lot longer because people are very unsure of who you are. Rightio. So understanding challenges. Now there are a lot of challenges when starting out in business, when having a business. Some of the crucial ones: SOPs, marketing, competition, growth, sacrifice, and support. So SOPs, for those who are a bit unsure, SOPs are standard operating procedures. So you need strategies to work by, procedures to go by. And those procedures will start from your daily routine, from your how you're going to start your day out each day and how you're going to progress through your day. There's simple strategies there, simple SOPs, sorry. Marketing, obviously, in today's world, we have got basically the world at our fingertips when it comes to marketing. Go back 30 years ago, you only had your local newspaper, radio, television type marketing, and it only targeted your local area. But nowadays, if you've got a business that is actually on a larger scale where you can take it to a national or even international level, you've got so many avenues at your fingertips of marketing. The online world is just amazing. Obviously, social media is something I like to push because the fact we work in social media, but the fact why I say social media is because how many people do you see walking around with these things in their hand every day and with their faces glued to them? Now, 9 times out of 10, they're on social media. So it is a bit underrated how popular social media is for marketing your business. People say websites are dead. Some people say that websites are the most crucial. I believe websites are a vital part of any business. They're definitely not dead. They do serve a purpose, but I do believe social media takes a greater role for getting your business out there. Yeah, but it's a combination of things. Competition. There's competition in any market, regardless of what it is you're doing. You need to figure out your competition. Competition's good. Some people fear competition. They think, oh, no, competition's no good. It is a challenge because you've got to stand out above your competition. You've got to let people know that you are there and why they would want to work with you or buy from you or do business with you. So that's a challenge that you need to learn to overcome. There are many strategies for that. It all comes back to like people, like letting people or making people understand why they should choose you over a competitor will come back to your marketing and your brand to begin with. Now, growth, it is a big challenge in itself, because if we don't grow, we don't succeed. So you need to have a strategy for your growth, and being a challenge, you can't let that stand in the way of your it being a challenge to stand in the way of your growth. So if you're not growing at the rate you had dreamt of, or you had hoped to, don't let it get in your way. Don't let it stop you. You've got to keep going. You've got to keep pushing through, because it will take time. So growth won't happen overnight. Challenges of sacrifice. Now, you've got to sacrifice a fair bit, really, when you're in business. Family is the first thing, really. Now, when I say sacrifice, I'm not saying that you give up everything, but sacrificing time, because those who are in business or have been in business understand that it does take time, and to grow, to be successful, you need to sacrifice some of those things. That where it comes back down to your SOPs, in a sense, like your routines, what you sacrifice. I don't like using the word sacrifice personally, but you need to manage your day. So if you've got family, that you still get to spend time with that family, with your family, that they don't miss out too much on that, on having time with you. But at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to benefit from it as well. Now, support. This is a big one, because a lot of people do go into business and they go into it alone. They don't have the support network. In some cases, they don't want to get that support network, or they're a bit shy or standoffish to getting that support network. They think people aren't going to help them. I was like that myself years back in other businesses, but I have come to realize that there are so many people out there that are willing to help you, willing to give you advice, tips and tricks to help you grow, to help your business succeed. I've even had, my first business coach started off in the same, like in digital marketing. And I tell you, she was amazing with her support. She still is, actually, but made you realize that, yes, people are there to help you, like to support you, to help you grow. So don't be ever afraid that. Don't let that be a challenge for you. People will help you. You've just got to be willing to ask for that help and ask for that support. And that will help you grow, because they will give you tips and tricks and little strategies to help you succeed and help you get past obstacles, etc. Oh, no. So implementing strategies, as I say, I touched on a bit of this in this previous slide. So routine, it's part of your SOP. So, you need your daily routine worked out, your weekly routine, your monthly routine. This is actually a hard one, I find, because figuring out the right routine, it's a bit of trial and error in the first instance. It can take a bit to get that routine happening. Now, persistence. A lot of people, they sort of just get hit with challenges and struggles and obstacles, and they don't keep persisting through it, and they give up. So you've got to persist, keep your persistence up, keep persisting through everything. Tools. Now, this is a big strategy, is getting all the right tools in place. And when I say tools, I'm talking about all your online, like websites, social media, your business plan, your finances, your routine. It's part of your tools. Getting your customer base, how you're going to deal with customers, how you're going to communicate with customers. All these are tools. You need to get all these strategies in place to start getting everything growing and succeeding. There's lots of tools there. Obviously, everything's at our fingertips. We're on them all the time, like social media, internet, websites. They're crucial to get your marketing happening, to get your visibility and awareness out there and growth. Goals. you can't really go anywhere if you don't have goals. You need to have the goals. You need something to aim for. You need a direction to aim for. Some people I've come across people that set unrealistic goals. And when I say unrealistic goals, I've heard people say, oh, yeah, I want to be a millionaire by the end of the year. It's not, being a millionaire is not an unrealistic goal, but you've got to be a realistic in the time frame. So you want to set realistic, achievable goals that you want to actually go back and revisit those goals every 3 to 6 months to keep them fresh, to keep them active. You might realize that in every 3 months, you might realize you've actually achieved some of those goals. You tick them off, and then you go through your goals list again and bring in new goals. So goals are a crucial strategy to get your business moving along, because you need somewhere, as I said, you need a direction, a path to go down and aim for. Maintaining motivation. Now, a lot of people will lose motivation because if things don't go the way they had planned, the motivation is the first thing to go. So you need to implement strategies to keep you motivated, whether it be exercise, surrounding yourself with the right people, networking. I know Daryl's big on networking. So networking with the right people, they'll keep you motivated. Like having a good network of people around you is probably one of the best things to keep motivation happening. Remembering your why, like why you wanted to get into business in the first place. You've got to keep those things in mind too, because if you lose that, you're losing your way. So your why is one of the biggest things that will keep you motivated. And again, I touch on support network, and that could be having a good base of friends around you, other business owners, networking with other business owners. As I said, the support networks are really good. There are a lot of people out there willing to help other people succeed. And it's not always about people like having a support network that will refer business to you or etc. It's having that support network too that will help you with tips and tricks and strategies and give you motivation, give you inspiration, give you those tools to suggest tools to you, suggest different things. So a support network is a very broad area, and it's a very crucial part of starting a business and being in business. So as I say, like all these things, it's not easy, but it doesn't have to be if you start putting in the right procedures and the right strategies in place. Turning adversity into advantage. Now, this is the biggest thing. Like learning from failures. They're like, so many people think failure is a bad thing. In actual fact, it is a good thing. It is a very good thing. Now, how many people, like, I'm sure everybody here has failed at something and they've learned something from that. Now, one thing I've sort of used with people, like as an example, okay, when you're learning to ride a push bike, if you don't get it first up, you failed. But what do? We keep going. We keep persisting until we get that. We learn how to do what to do next time. We fall off, we get back on, we learn to try and get our balance better. We learn to steer the bike as we pedal. We're learning different things, and eventually we do get it. So many people have come across say they fear failure because they feel like, as I say, they fail. If they don't succeed at something, they look at it, they've failed, and that's a bad thing. So they give up before they start. So just on that, is anybody on here would like to share anything that any learnings from any failures? I'm happy to, or we can actually talk about that at the end even. if anybody wants to come off mute now, and I'm happy to chat about that. If anyone's got any learnings from failures, or we can just keep moving on. No, all good. And always keeping a growth mindset. Like keep your mindset positive and keep in that growth phase. Like keep knowing what you want, knowing where you want to go, knowing you want to grow. Now, just some examples of failure turned to success. Now, these are pretty famous people, I think, but everybody knows the Harry Potter books and movies. That J.K. Rowling, she was actually rejected 12 times by 12 publishers before her first book was published. But she never gave up. She kept persisting. So this was a failure. Instead of looking at it as a failure, she kept going. Now look at her. She's like, I don't know if she's a billionaire or multi-millionaire. I wouldn't have a clue. But old Thomas Edison with the light bulb failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. His philosophy on it was he found 1,000 ways to do to 1,000 ways. I've lost it now. Sorry. 1,000 ways to not do something. Old Colonel Sanders with KFC. Like I find these interesting because like he was an old man when he first started KFC, pretty much like when he first started his chicken recipe. He was constantly rejected by restaurants he was wanting to put his recipe in before finding one. And look where KFC is now. It's like a global franchise. It's massive, isn't it? And even Michael Jordan, probably the most famous basketballer in the world, his coach in high school didn't think he was good enough and he was cut from the team. But he didn't look at that as a failure. He just kept going and got into his high school team the following year. So I mean, like failure is not a bad thing. You've got to look at it in a positive way and learn from it. Take learnings from it. Learn what not to do next time. Like myself, I've had some business ventures in the past. Yes, they didn't work, but each time I've gone into something else, I've learned what not to do. I've learned new things. I've learned new strategies. So keep that in mind. It is a positive thing, failure. Now, the benefits and rewards. I love this part because there is so many benefits and rewards from being in business, like just persisting past that, all that hardship, that hard part of getting into business. You see, one of the things that really irked me a lot is, okay, there's so many online style businesses. And you see, like affiliate marketing is one of the biggest ones that this area happens. I don't have anything against affiliate marketing. We were in that several years ago. We still have we've got an option. We can take it back up at any time. One thing I see is affiliate marketing people putting it into people's head that they can earn $10,000 or $20,000 a month from just a couple of hours a day work. That is the biggest load of horse dung I've ever heard. Like, they might be able to do it eventually, but for a couple of hours of work a week, it's not going to happen. That's not a benefit or a reward. But other things are like control. You've got more control over your day, your week, than if you were an employee. You've got so much more control. You can control your start time, finish time, when you have lunch, if you're sick one day, right? You don't have to ring up and grovel to a boss. You can probably lay in bed with your laptop if it's the sort of business you've got that you can have work on a laptop or work from home. If you don't have a bricks and mortar business, whatever, you've got that control. You've got more freedom when you're in your own business. You don't have to report to a boss and justify every minute of your day. Flexibility. Yes, you have got flexibility to change things around. You can go on holidays when you want, pretty much. You can take, instead of 4 weeks holiday, you can take 4 months if you want. If you have an online style business, you can take that business with you wherever you go. So like there's the flexibility in it, and time, having that more time, better time control, better time to spend with your loved ones, spend doing your hobbies. But one of the biggest benefits I get, and probably one of the more benefit, but the biggest rewards I get is every day, except Fridays, because that's the wife's day. But I get to take the daughter to and from to school and pick her up every day. And I missed out on that years ago with my older kids. And I love the fact that that is a benefit and a reward I get from being my own boss, working for myself. So, and a lot of things are legacy building. If you're working for an employer, it's not a legacy building. You're building their legacy, but you can build a legacy for your family, your kids, your grandkids. So big advantages with it. So, and now this one is one I love talking about, is overcoming challenges and obstacles, because a lot of going, as I said, like going and creating a business isn't easy. It is very hard. And this is where a lot of people throw in the towel. Things start getting tough, and they just don't want to keep persisting. It's not as easy as they thought. But keeping a clear and open mind constantly, why you started, what you're actually, what your direction is, what your end goal is, keeping all that in mind, keeping your positive thought, like staying in a positive frame of mind. When things get you down, like when a deal doesn't go through, or a sale doesn't go through, or a client leaves, you can't get down, because if you start thinking, oh, that brings in the negative thoughts, and then negative thoughts will take over. They'll run rampant. It's like rust in metal that just eats it away. So it's keeping a positive mindset throughout the whole ordeal of being in business. Persistence and perseverance. Yep, you've got to keep persevering with everything. Don't ever be afraid to ask for help or guidance, because, like I said before, there are so many people out there willing to help you, steer you in the right direction, give you little tips and tricks. More people than you realize will actually do it. And that's what makes things a lot easier and makes the rewards better, when you've got people in your corner that are willing to do that. I've got several people that do the same type of business. Well, I've got a lot of people in the coaching side, and they're all willing to help. In the marketing side of our business, I've got other marketing people, other marketing agencies, and they're willing to help, and vice versa. It is actually quite an amazing thing. Always remembering your why you started, why you wanted to get into business, because that will help you keep overcoming obstacles and hurdles and obstructions and challenges. Keep that in your mind all the time. And last, don't ever quit. If you quit, just think of, if you decide to throw in the towel, where are you going to be? You're going to be back to where you didn't want to be in the first place. So no matter how hard things get, you've got to keep these things going. Like, don't quit. Keep that. Just tell yourself, if you think it's getting tough, and I can't do this. Just think, do you want to be a quitter or not? So a lot of people wouldn't want to be, but it is a struggle. It is a struggle, but you remember all these things, like keeping that clear in that mind, getting that network behind you, and you will keep succeeding. Alrighty, so in summary of all that, developing strategies, embracing failures, not fearing and running from failures, remaining strong. All right? It's your own inner strength that will help you get through. One of the biggest ones, as I said, I've touched on a bit, building a support network. All right? As I said, people are willing to help you. Don't be afraid to reach out to people for help. If you reach out to somebody and they don't want to help you, well, they're not worth actually being associated with, because some people won't help because they think if you might be their competition. If they don't want to help you, they're actually scared and they're scared of what you can build, and they actually probably fear the thought that you might have the thought that you're going to do better than them and take their business. Well, at the end of the day, people will resonate with who they feel drawn to. Don't go it alone. If you're starting out in business, I think a few people can attest to this. Invest in a coach, a business coach, mindset coach, however you want to put it. There's many different styles of coaching, but investing in a coach is a very, I highly recommend it. Up until 3 years ago, I'd never had a coach. And if you had asked me 3 years ago, I would have said, there's no way I'm going to, give a lot of money to somebody to tell me what I think I already know. But ever since I got my first business coach, it is the best thing, the best decision I ever made, because there's more to a coach than just them telling you, do this, do that. They are there to guide you, to hold you accountable, help you with strategies, give you tips and tricks, kick you up the backside when you're not doing what you should be doing. A coach is a vital part of being in business, in my opinion, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will agree. I haven't yet really found somebody who's already in business that disagrees with that. So I'll get plenty of people that aren't in business that will disagree, but they don't know what that part of it. And the rewards and benefits, as I said, they far outweigh the rewards and benefits you'll get as an employee. So, all righty. So that sums that up. So as an offer for everyone that's on the Zoom on this webinar tonight, I would like to offer two free consult sessions, which are 2 45-minute consult sessions, absolutely free. If you choose to take them up, that's entirely up to you. But they can be around whatever you choose, whether you're in business, you want to talk about social media. If you're not in business, whether you want to talk about different aspects of anything we've covered in this, whether it be obstacles, strategies, pretty much anything in that area. If you want to talk about, if you've got sort of issues with your mindset side of things, happy to. They're not just specific on one area. There's a few different areas that I like to delve into. So I will send everybody a link for this. You're more than welcome to book in for 2 free sessions. Just book in if you're interested, book in for the first one, and we'll worry about the second one from the first one. And as I say, everyone will get a copy of the recording of this, and that will be emailed out to you as well. So, thank you very much for being on here. I appreciate you all taking the time. And has anybody got any questions they would like to throw at me? I'll actually stop that share. Yeah. Okay. So, has anybody got any questions? No? All right. Oh, Chris, you'd have to have something, wouldn't you?
No, not really, not tonight.
Not tonight.
No, I wasn't actually sure I was going to make it. I just got home from work.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I'll watch it again. I'll take notes when I watch it through again.
That's all right. I'll send the recording out. So might actually just stop this recording. Not actually any questions.